Now, on to heroes. It's important before we start that I explain how the abilities are broken down into categories. The abilities are broken down into 4 categories, but we'll just say 3 because 2 are pretty much similar. So we'll start up with Global Active. You'll see these abilities appear at the top of the screen here. Nice and easy to use, will be abilities that need to be manually activated each time you use them, and in most cases, do not need your hero to use it all. An example of Global Active is Minez's Sleep ability. You can cast Sleep anywhere on the map without Minez needing to be close by, but keep in mind majority of Global Actives won't work over Fog of War, so you'll need to have the map vision to use most Global Active abilities. The next 2 which we'll just combine, which is Global and Hero passive abilities. They're very similar to each other, so we'll stick them together. These abilities are selected and forgotten. They run in the background, usually affecting your hero, resources, and units. An example of this is Soul's Radiance. Once you select it, you don't have to do anything else. Units will receive the benefits when near Soul, and that's an example of a hero passive ability. A global passive is the same, but doesn't have anything to do with your hero as such, but might still benefit your hero. So passive meaning you don't have to do anything. Click and forget, but it's important to understand how the benefit and passive ability works. Hero active abilities. These are abilities that you trigger directly from your heroes, so pretty straightforward and common, just like Warcraft 3 hero ability. Also note that you will have 10 abilities for each hero, which you gain access to as your hero levels up. You gain experience by killing enemy units and creeps. Let's look at Soul and Minez abilities, but a little history first. Minez and Soul are both from the Baltic faction. Minez was married to Soul, the sun goddess, but they have grown apart since. Now they watch the opposite sides of day. Starting off with Soul. On level 1, we have the Soul Array, which is a hero ability. So you'll have to select Soul Array, or hit the hotkey button, which I believe is Q. And then you can select an enemy, which will deal damage, or you can select a friendly unit or your own unit to do a significant heal. So this ability will do damage to enemies or heal your units. The next one is Judge of Light, which is a global passive ability, a click and forget. Judge of Light will increase the health regeneration rate of all units. So it's an awesome early game health regen option. Tear of Amber is a really awesome fun ability. The story goes as Soul cries out, her tear falls down from the sky in the form of an amber. When the tear hits the ground, it grows into a magical defense tower. The amber bursts out radiant energy, dealing damage around itself whenever an enemy is nearby. It does it in a kind of cool rhythmical fashion. Tear of Amber counts as a structure and is permanent until destroyed. A nice ability to drop on enemies or worshippers as they gather resources. Next we have the level 2 or level 3, Sunbridge Passage, which is a global active that has a really cool golden horse looking thing that will race across the map, revealing everything in its path. Cool thing about this ability, you can use it anywhere and choose the direction and path you wish to reveal. A great ability to keep track of what your enemy is doing. Level 4 abilities. The level 4 abilities are both global actives for Soul and are resource related. We have the Golden Apple, which will construct these beautiful looking apple trees that can heal and generate gold if you assign a worker to these resource buildings. You can build as many of these golden apple trees as you want, and you can pretty much build them anywhere. Apple trees kind of give Soul a turtling ability, and also could pose strong comebacks if expansions are lost, as you can rely on these apple trees to generate gold. The next resource ability is the Serpent of the Heart, which will add an additional worshipper to any resource building without the worshipper. Building and adding a Serpent of the Heart acts just like an additional worker slot. You can add this only once to each resource building. It doesn't increase your worshipper count either. A very powerful ability, again, that will help turtle tactics or a powerful comeback. The level 5, Flooding Light is a global active, so you can use this anywhere on the map without Soul. It's a high level healing ability that has a long cooldown, but will heal your units to almost full health basically. Next level 4 is Radiance, which is a passive hero ability, so it's a click and forget. And you'll note, once you click and activate this ability from your hero tree, there'll be a ring around Soul after grabbing this ability. Any of your units or friendly units in this ring will receive extra health regen, while if enemies are in the circle, they will be dealt burn damage. Now the epic level 7 abilities, starting with the Golden Embrace, is a hero ability that grants additional army, magic resistance, and increased health regen. You trigger this ability from Soul and you'll see this epic golden sphere appear around all the units in the sphere. This signifies that they're gaining this insane boost. Last, and probably a lot of our most favorite ability, is the Solar Fury. It's almost like a super weapon from Command & Conquer Generals. It's so sweet. It's a global active which deals a devastating, glorious beam of destruction that will also hurt your units, so definitely don't use this on your own army, but definitely target the enemy's base or army to get the best impact and enjoy the light show. Okay, now on to my favorite, Minez. Let's look at the level 1 abilities. First we have Crescent, which is a hero ability. Menez slices the enemy with a foul crescent, stealing part of its health. If the enemy dies directly from the use of Crescent, then a secondary attack triggers, dealing damage around the fallen enemy. You can see that here with that dark shadow surrounding the wolf as it dies. So this is a good ability to use and to pick off units that are low on health, just to get in that extra damage. Next we have Sleep, a very simple but excellent globally active ability. It's pretty straightforward. We'll just put a group of units to sleep within this surrounding circle area, and you can use it anywhere on the map. Menez doesn't need to be near for this to work. Level 2 abilities, we have Wayne, which is a global active. This is an insanely strong ability that lets you teleport a group of units back to your shrine from any location on the map. Just make sure your units are close to Menez, but great for launching attacks and then being able to quickly retreat to defend your own base. Next is a global active, which is Ritual of the Wolf. Allows you to turn any of your own human units into a wolf. So you won't be able to turn any mythical units to a wolf, but just humans. Wolves are fast and do decent damage, so not a bad trade if you have heaps of unused worshippers, for example. There is no cooldown either, so as long as you have faith, you can turn all of your worshippers into wolves. Pretty sweet defense idea. The only drawback is turning worshippers into wolves will add population counters, and obviously you'll have to spawn your worshippers again. Wolves don't disappear either. They're with you until they die, just like real dogs. But again, you can't turn non-human units into wolves. So say Perkis, the dragon unit, you can't change him. Finally, this ability also lets you build wolves from your witch cabin. Wolves are cheap, fast, and great for scouting. A handy tactic to use. Level 4 ability, we have Blade Dash, which is a hero ability, which is a cold piercing type attack that steals life. So Menez gains some health from this attack. Use this attack wisely as it has a long cooldown, but it's also great for ambush through trees and other objects with the dashing animation. Next we have Warrior Patron, which is a global passive, and this will give you faith every time you kill an enemy. The greater the XP, the more faith is gained when your unit kills them. This also boosts Menez's first strike attack, giving an additional 4 blades. So those blades that sit above Menez can now go up to 6, but getting 6 means Menez hasn't attacked for a while. So he'll fire 6 knives first off, then after that it's just 2. It basically works as a first strike. You get 6 blades instead of 2. Horn Stride is a hero ability that will allow Menez and surrounding units to dash across the space. A very nice ambush ability that can really catch an enemy off guard. Next is Shadow, which will spawn 4 Shadow Soldiers that can attack but will disappear after a bit of time. Now onto the epics. Darkness Knight is a hero ability. It's very pesky, and this is what it looks like when you're versing it. You can't see very much and it's very distracting. Meanwhile, slowing your units and hitting them with cold damage. This is what it looks like when you cast the ability on Menez's side. Looks good, but against it, I fear the darkness. And Menez's final insane attack is the Blood Moon. This is a deadly ultimate. Blood Moon powers up all your units, increasing strength power. Meanwhile, if they kill an enemy during Blood Moon, they get infuriated, and that will give the unit back a lot of health. Menez will also get a shadow for every unit killed during Blood Moon. So super deadly, basically makes your whole army stronger, and if you kill units, you gain health, so watch out for this one. This one snowballs very quickly and packs a real devastating punch. Definitely a game finishing move. And that's all we're going to cover in this beginner's tutorial. Thank you so much for checking this out. If you've watched till here, legendary, please click like and subscribe. It really does help. Peace out.